whatever he says is 150% right.
I wish, Tony, I wish. My name is Keith Lyons. I'm a teacher here at Full Sail, specializing in lighting. Being an instructor here at Full Sail, in the class I'm in mainly in FI7 is we help the students make their final project. We're the last class in the month or the last class in the program, so we're helping the students make the final project that they have completely independent for their own. So I'm just there to kind of assist you guys and hopefully give you everything you need to create what you want to create. I graduated Full Sail in 2003, so I didn't start working here until 2011. So it was about 8-9 years of being out in the industry. When I got out, Netflix didn't exist for years, all this other stuff, so the amount of narrative movies were not as plentiful as there are today being made. So I did a lot of commercial stuff, a lot of industrial stuff. So I ended up working with a lot of corporate stuff, what they call in-house stuff that's shown at meetings, shown at corporations, shown at events and stuff like that. So I did a lot of that sort of stuff. Everybody knows big feature films and this side, but there's still a whole nother side of the industry where there's tons of work, but it's not that glamorous, and that's unfortunately the side I did. It still worked for me, I had fun with it, but yeah, you know, nothing super glamorous in my days I got to work on. Some of the biggest challenges, especially starting out, is just getting your foot into the door and the amount of work. So when I first started out, I mean, the world's expensive, so I had to have a second job while trying to do this. There was one point, I remember when I started working here, I had 4 jobs at one point. Working here, doing Airstar, doing freelance film work, and then my buddy started a brewery, so I was helping do that. So there were times where I remember doing like 60, 70 days of no days off. So stuff like that would kind of wear you down, and those were mainly the challenges, is doing a 14-hour day job and then going and having to get up early and doing a different job. Starting out early on, you have to say yes to everything. So I'd say yes to every job, yes to everything. Canceling plans with the wife, canceling plans with the family, stuff like that. You know, I remember one day my wife ended up in the hospital and I was on set, and I was like, I could leave and be with her, but then I'm not getting paid for this day, and we need the money for that day to pay for the hospital, you know, and so that's why I love Full Sail, because I can come in and talk to you guys and still do similar stuff, still do lighting, and still pass this information on, but I don't have to kill myself and be away from my family all the time. I still remember my first job as a gaffer. Kenny Beaumont, talking about one of my mentors earlier, he got a call for a job, couldn't do it, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna put you in for that. And I was like, oh, that's a gaffer position, you normally do it. And he's like, you can do that. I believe in you. You can handle this job. I wouldn't put you there if you couldn't. So he got me on that job, and then that slowly I was like, oh, I can do gaffing jobs. I can manage all this other stuff and know what I'm doing here. And then you do a smaller job that way, build up your confidence, do a bigger one. But it's always a stepping stone, like I say, stairs kind of walking up, but it's a never-ending staircase because you're always learning. There's always something new coming out. There's always a new challenge. I used to get nervous before shoots, laying in bed at night, and like probably about 8 years ago, I finally got to the point where it's like I can sleep okay before a shoot, wake up, and I know I'm going to show up and not completely embarrass myself. You have to make those mistakes to learn, but I try to pass on those mistakes that I've gone through, the challenges I've gone through, the mistakes I've gone through, the embarrassments I've had on set. You know, I try to pass that on so that the students, the future students, don't go through that. But that's all if they listen or not, you know, personal experiences. But you can't protect everybody, but I also like to know it is a scary world out there, and here is for fun things, so I like to make sure everybody's having fun and having a good thing, you know, but you also have to focus and work. So it's a fine line, but I try not to be the yeller and the pusher and that sort of stuff. You know, I try to be more the motivator, I guess. I have students that come up and want to tell me about all this stuff they've done or this, that, and I'm like, okay, like, just work, just show me, don't tell me. That's what I always say, show me, don't tell me. Let me see you're a hard worker, let me see it. It should be obvious. You're gonna be the first one there, you're gonna be constantly pushing and doing stuff. You know, you're not sitting down waiting for somebody to tell you what to do and stuff like that. So that's my biggest thing, is show up ready to work, show me, don't tell me, just get in there and start. There's always something to do. Full Sail, if you guys haven't noticed, you can easily go through it, or you can get a whole lot out of it, you know? So again, that's on the student. So I try to focus on the students that want to get a whole lot out of it, want to work extra hard, want to learn the extra stuff. I'm always willing to come in and do open labs and do different stuff with students, so they want to come in and learn, I'm willing to teach. My mission would be for the students to have fun. It gets so serious out there. That's what another thing that kind of turns me off about the film industry sometimes. It's like, we're not saving lives. We're not discovering a cure for cancer. We're making a silly thing to go on a gas station to sell somebody a drink, but yet we have to work 16 hours and we have to do all this crazy stuff, and they put all this stress on it. Oh, we got to edit it in 2 days and it has to be done. And it's like, why guys, it's okay, like everybody just calm down. So here we get that. Here we don't have all the pressures of time limits and money and stuff. So here it can just be a little bit more enjoyable, a little more fun, because it should be. So everybody has a different version of success, you know? So to me, mine's not necessarily money driven, mine's not necessarily ego driven. If I'm happy, my family's happy, that's successful to me. I also get the satisfaction of seeing students who I know I've definitely taught and helped out and done that, doing well in the industry, moving on and doing great stuff. So that also gives me success, that like, I know a part of me is with them and always moving on. You know, hopefully, you know, students that spend, you know, a year or two with me hanging out, working with me and doing stuff, like a little bit of me hopefully went off on them, and now they're out doing great. And again, a lot of it, 99% is them, but hopefully a little bit of what I've shown them and a little bit of me is in there and helping them move along. So to me, that's the sort of success I have, is seeing that with my son, you know, seeing him get older and growing up, you know, that's the type of stuff I see. So I'm very content with where I am. I like helping you guys. I like seeing the success. Like I said, I don't need to be with my name in lights and this, that, and the other. So I'm really fine with being in the back and standing behind the curtain and clapping at all you guys doing the wonderful. That's really what makes me kind of happy now.